Here we go.
He's very, very good. And well, I was looking at his DreamHack record again. It was Sase and MaNa he beat. So Sase 2-1, MaNa 2-0.
Yeah.
He can do it online, he can do it offline. Won battle in Berlin as well. So expect big things from Nerchio as well next year for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Stefano's the hype kid at the moment, but people keep forgetting about Nerchio, and they shouldn't. Stefano doesn't forget about Nerchio. I was talking to him as well, and he suggested, if you want good Zerg, invite Nerchio to your next tournament. It's like, he's already been in two of my 3 tournaments.
I know, yeah.
And, of course, he's been in this one of yours as well. So we know about Nerchio, and hopefully everyone else does too after this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to bring you Team Aces Nerchio. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the south of this particular map, the Terminus RE, versus his opponent. It is Mousesport's MaNa. He is in the green trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the north.
Nerchio's not a guy that likes to kind of self-publicize himself. I mean, he doesn't have a Twitter, he doesn't have a Facebook.
It's quite quiet.
He just keeps himself to himself. He doesn't really attend LANs at all. That's why he doesn't have a big record. He just plays online all day and whatever. But on the other hand, show your support to MaNa. Go ahead and tweet at him at Mouse MaNa, and his stream is also at Twitch TV Mouse MaNa too. So make sure you do follow him outside of this tournament as well. He's a fantastic player and expect big results from him in 2012. Meanwhile, into this game now. So once again, a Forge Fast Expand map, and they are cross positions. So it's actually pretty good for MaNa, to be honest. Cross positions. He can take a third base relatively fast, and we talked about it before that the biggest thing on this map is when it gets to mid game. If it gets to mid game, is that when you start taking a fourth base, that's when things get complicated for Zerg players, because then Protoss player, the fourth base to fourth base is incredibly fast if they choose the one in the middle, and you can swing left and right so easily. And we'll have to see, does MaNa manage to get that far into the game? Muta is not as good on here, especially cross position 2. It's got a lot easier to defend these bases especially compared to Calm Before the Weather. Very hard to defend against Mutas on that map.
Full of weather. That map's going to have a different name every time we talk about it.
Well, there's different versions of every other map, so it might as well have a different name for that one.
Yeah, exactly. Calm Before the Weather, Calm Before the Light Breeze, Calm Before the wonderful summer weather, which actually results in nothing happening whatsoever. But unfortunately, that never happens in the UK, and that makes us sad. Calm Before the Grey, I think, is the most accurate thing.
Yep. And there goes the Nexus down. And 18 Supply, he doesn't want to build a second pylon. If he does, he's pushing himself a little bit again. So it should be like 18 Gateway, 18 Cannon.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, that this drone beats 8 probes. So he actually does throw a second pylon down. So he's pushing himself again. Will he go for the cannon? Cannon first this time, making sure that same mistake doesn't happen. And then we'll want to go for this Gateway.
Definitely don't screw that one up, no doubt about that. And MaNa's just going to have a look around for a while, and then, of course, we'll end up dying eventually from these lings, as you can see. But he just wants to prevent this for the last possible moment, and probe goes down. Doesn't really delay it all that much and loses a probe in the process. So I don't know how ideal that was, but he is secure for the moment. There's no real way that lings could get through here, aside from black sorcery, and I don't think Nerchio's really all that fluent in that.
No, I think if he tried to run by, he may get one in, but I think the most of them are going to die. And he can easily just go ahead and build a second gateway if
and what does one even give you? It doesn't give. It's not going to give you any information because there's no information to get.
So he's going to see it now, and if they try to come in second gateway and it's blocked, and there's one down anyway, so that one that was going to go in no longer. So it's fine. I mean, he can start working on the destructible debris though. That is this map though, not the latest edition. So he may want to do something about that later on. There's the Cybercore as well. So a lot better start this time around for MaNa here, not making any big mistakes. The rocks though, the debris even, are going to fall relatively fast, even with 3 lings. You can see them knocking down fast. 200 already gone, 250 gone out of 2,000. So that's going to go down fast, and you can see the Zealot, is trying to get out to actually stop that. Meanwhile, the probe is going in for another scout now. The gas has stayed off gas, so he's only got the 101 for the gas, and basically we're going to be seeing Nerchio go for a third base pretty soon here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like this map. I'm honestly a pretty big fan of it. It's a nice big map. We tend to get some really great games going on, and admittedly a lot of the games do tend to go sort of the same way, I suppose. It kind of falls into the Antigua syndrome of these games are going to play out in the same way pretty much every time. But you do tend to get some pretty good engagements that can actually go either way. Okay, so Speedling upgrade is now finished for Nerchio. He's going to push his way forward. He's got actually quite a lot of lings on the field at the moment, but there's nothing he can really do with them aside from continue to push down. He wants to break this debris, and MaNa actually doesn't see that happening. So
and he's saving his gas. He didn't get Warp Gate, he didn't get an attack, he actually went straight for the Stargate, and also wanted a Sentry too, so he actually made the sacrifice of not getting Warp Gate or +1, just so we can get a Sentry and a Stargate.
Yeah.
The Sentry's obviously going to help out at the front a lot, and the Stargate is going to be really great for the Void Rays too. And he's actually throwing down double gas on the natural. So is he going to go double Stargate maybe? That's possible.
He could.
And that's going to be interesting, especially the way that Nerchio does like to tend to push his play towards towards Mutas, but there's the +1 attack, so double Stargate doesn't seem that much of an option right now. But still, the debris is down, man. He's going to be able to come down onto that natural very, very shortly. Sentry's out of position, nothing to protect these probes, and we could be seeing a bit of danger.
We certainly could. I mean, that's 16 lings into the mineral line. That's damage. There's no doubt. There's 2 probes already eliminated, looking for a third there as well. They're not going to get into the main. That's not going to happen. But still, that's damage done, and it's also opened up this pathway for future harassment.
And this Nexus could actually go down if he doesn't warp in his Zealot anytime soon. He actually doesn't have Warp Gate, does he? So he's going to have to build it. And this, oh my god, I didn't even think about that, not having Warp Gate. So
Sentry eliminated.
This is
loses the
difficult,
Nexus
man.
to this Ling run by.
If he loses the Nexus, I expect a GG, and he just won't even try to continue, man. He's so disheartened after this.
Dear God, the Nexus is gone.
Oh, man.
Oh dear God, that's.
Yeah, he just leaves, man. That's
done.
like such a big loss. Like,
He's done.
you know, it's the same DreamHack, and unfortunately, that kind of gives us our fast finals.
It really does, yeah.
He's upset, man. He's angry. Like, there's no doubt
you
about
could
it.
tell from the second game he was on tilt.
If anybody
You could tell
watched DreamHack Winter live, because obviously they didn't. I don't think he played on stage. It was at the player area, and like he's immediately gone offline and so on. He actually threw his headset like straight as soon as he lost the second game, like threw it, and he's gone now as well. So MaNa's pretty angry right now, and you could tell from the first and the second game, it just. Going the first game, he played so hard and so well, and kept on going, on going, and it felt to me that going into the second game as well, it just felt like the mentality of what he's exactly thinking is like, I can't beat this guy. I don't know what to do.
He's got a mental block against Nerchio.
I can't beat him. I try to play straight up. I can't win. I try to do a 6-gate attack. I can't win. It doesn't work. He scouts it.
Yeah.
And now this happens. So.
Well, Nerchio, very, very convincing win there. You've got to congratulate him for that. It's such a dominant player.
I think we're actually going to have a bit of a chat with him, actually. So let me just double check that.
Yeah, we may very well be doing just that.
I think we're going to talk with him. So we will have a quick chat with Nerchio. A little talk about things, you know. His kind of advantage over MaNa. We'll speak about that. I'm going to ask him some questions about, you know, his lands and what he expects for next year as well. So we can go ahead and get that set up now. But stay tuned, guys. You know, don't just shoot and go away. We're going to have a quick call now with Nerchio to actually talk about things with him.
Yeah, a bit of an interview.
If there's any questions you guys want to ask Nerchio too, go ahead and tweet at ScanComputers, at Team Dignitas, and maybe we can get some questions from you guys as well to ask Nerchio.
Yep. While we're setting this up, we'll just go to a little bit of music, just get him into the call and everything, and we will be right back, hopefully, with a winner's interview with Nerchio.
Yep.